Hello, it's Tess. For those that don't know me, I am a bariatric patient. I am in my 9th year post-surgical. Doc V challenged me a few years ago to go live, and then he challenged me to never stop, and I guess I'm a good listener because I just didn't stop. Today I'm going to approach this a little bit differently than I have been in the past. Many know I've been studying, well, I have studied and passed my life insurance exam, and I'm working with the Money School, Chris Noggle, Stephen Nagy crew, and getting forward on that. I kind of decided that as a financial reporting insurance professional of over 30 years, I wanted to take my insurance knowledge and do something different with it, help a different set of people than what I was helping during the years of my career. And I got a new toy, so you're all going to see the new toy. And this is actually going to go into like, I'm going to talk a little bit about this game, and I don't know all the details of it because I haven't played it, but timing is perfect because I recently acquired a student, and I haven't, and there are people who are going to probably lynch me because I've dodged it for a number of years now, but there's a really special one that I'm going to work with on reading, and I ordered this game, and I'm like, when you're tutoring, there's always a point in time where you do something to kind of shift a little bit. So I think I'm going to do this with her and her sister. They just don't know it yet. So we'll see how I put this all together. But I like this. I was at a mastermind in Nashville, and Brent Kessler talked about a game that we should all own. So I thought, okay, you know what? I got to really dig into all this stuff and understand it. And I like this. Now it's for 6 and up. So I think it's called, it's probably Robert Kiyosaki's version of Monopoly, but it's kind of cool because it has this board and it's about cash flow. And what I really liked about it, again, I haven't read all the instructions on the book, but it's the idea of trying to teach children about money. And I will say, for anybody who wants to learn more about the financial area that I'm involved in, which is helping people create their own infinite banking concepts, which is something I myself personally do and have done for a number of years, please give me a comment or send me a direct message and I'll reach out to you and I can help you go down that avenue, because for me, that was life-changing and the first step that brought me down this road that I'm on right now. But it's kind of interesting. So I'll start with the quote. That's kind of what my label is for this one, and it says, and I am a teacher by heart. I've been tutoring for a number of years. I come from a family of teachers, so that is my background and always has been my background. So this quote says, it's by Scott Hayden, and the quote is, teachers have 3 loves. The first is the love of learning, the second is the love of learners, and the third is the love of bringing the first 2 together. And I'll say that means everything to me. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. And I agree with that because the best things in my life, and I don't know why my face is so close, but the best things in my life are the people that I've helped. I had such, it means so much to me when my students come back to me. And I do have students that have come back to me, and it's probably been 15 years. But my students are accomplishing amazing things. And it warms my heart that if I wasn't able to have children, I was able to help other children reach new levels in their lives. And that has always been really, really important to me. So back to this. This is really cool. This is, like I said, the Cash Flow Game by Robert Kiyosaki. And it was recommended by Brent Kessler. And I bought the children's version and the grown-up version, and this is the children's version. So what I like about it is it kind of talks about a financial statement. So your board game is actually a financial statement, and it talks about assets and liabilities, all the things that most people, if you haven't been in this industry, don't like. But look at this. Check this out, guys. Assets, liabilities. Right out of the gate, the game's got it right. Assets are a lot thicker than liabilities. And then they got this cool little thing called sunshine cards. And I'm like, well, what's a sunshine card? Now, I haven't opened the deck yet. But this card is charity work. You volunteer to plant small trees in your neighborhood park, and you get to take a free turn. So I'm like, I'm liking this game already. And it's kind of cool because based on your cards, your liability or your asset cards, you kind of play and you get money. So it's like, Monopoly, you get money and you play. But it's a balance sheet, so you're going to be able to see, are you adding up more green or are you spending more and have less to hold on to? So I really kind of like that. I like that a lot, and I think it's going to be really helpful for some of the stuff I'm getting into right now. But I wanted to kind of share that with you because financial education, even myself, I fell into the job and the career that I did. And I had to learn, and I had to learn completely new and different ways. And it was okay because I am a learner and I've always been a learner. But it's kind of funny because when I went into insurance accounting, the first time I walked in the door, they said, forget everything you've ever learned because we do it differently here. And the reason was that everybody always wants to look at any point in time, if you have to close up shop, which is take this financial statement and make sure that the green stuff is bigger than the red stuff, that you have money left to pay out claims. So insurance doesn't operate under the same rules as everybody else. We always had to operate on what they called liquidation. If we closed our doors right now, would we have enough to pay everybody, even knowing that it can take 7-10 years for claims to be settled? And in some cases, some of those, like we had accidents, like car accidents, where it could take a lifetime because somebody was injured, and it would be 60 years before those claims were paid out. So it was kind of an interesting thing for me. And this actually is like right up my avenue because financial stuff is like my stuff. But as a kid, this isn't the stuff I learned. So I was really interested in this after Nashville. And like I said, I just love this idea that the asset deck is so much bigger than the liability deck. And for those that don't know, assets are the good stuff, the green money, the property you own, the money in your bank account, the investments that you have. And this stuff, this like liability stuff, is what you owe somebody for the car you bought or what you owe for your mortgage, you know, that kind of stuff. But the difference with this game is it's all about learning how to take these liabilities and flush them through your little green stuff before you have to let them, so that they stay within your family unit, that you don't lose them. And again, if anyone's interested, just send me a DM and I'll kind of get you down that process, because that is what I've been studying for the past few years. But it's so interesting when I look at this, because all the children need to learn a different way. What I've been learning in the past 5 years is not what I ever knew. And it's honestly not what I learned in the insurance industry, because insurance was specific to the idea of indemnifying people or making them whole from a loss. This idea is about taking control and managing your assets so that you can keep a hold of them for the rest of your life. How can you, as they say, change one thing and keep your assets within your unit for the rest of your life and for generations to come? So this was really interesting to me. The idea of tutoring, I thought, you know, what can I do to make this fun, but also help to move forward? Because the tutoring I'm going to do is reading, but we're going to play this too. So don't tell yet. But I thought it was really kind of interesting, because we want to, if we leave a legacy behind, we want to leave a legacy that we've left people that we've come in contact with in a better place than they were when they first met us. And this is just so exciting to me. So sorry, I just opened it up before I went live. But the best gift the thing that I want to be remembered for is one day when I'm no longer here. It doesn't matter if anybody knows what my name was, but if I have people that I impacted in some way, and they also then in turn impacted somebody else, then we created a wave of a better world than the world that maybe we lived in. I'm not saying I've had a horrible life. It isn't that. But if we can leave things in a better spot than when we got here, if we can be part of creating a better world, in helping each other, supporting each other, there's too much, at least I kind of think, too much conflict, and we don't want to live that kind of a life. So this to me is exciting. I never thought I would ever unroll the tutoring again, and I won't take it on full time, because this idea of the learning about the infinite banking concept and helping people take control of their money, that is first and foremost in my heart, because that will allow people everything that they need to move forward in life. But where I can help people with skills that I've learned in my life, I'm going to help. So I just wanted to touch base with this today and just say that, you know, there's always an opportunity to learn. And I am a learner. Like that quote said, and I'll go back to it. The quote is about teachers have 3 loves. They love learning, they love learners, and they love bringing the two together. And I fit that. Actually, everybody in my family fits that we love to learn and we love to move forward. So I need to find the ways that I can help. I can help people with reading, because that's something I did for many years. I can help people with finances and money, because I've learned different ways in the past 5 years. And finance has been how I paid my bills for over 30 years. I understand the insurance industry in ways that many people will never understand it, or that they don't ever want to understand it. But my gift now at this point in my life is, how can I put all these tools together and leave a legacy? And in my case, it doesn't even have to have my name on it, but what can I do that I'm leaving the world better? Because I always joke that when I was at a BMI of over 60, I always felt like I had only 10 years of life yet left. And then if I'd be lucky if I made it that long without being called home. And now I always say that I've made it 9 years. I'm still in this journey, and it's still something I have to fight every day, but I've made it 9 years, and I see potential for it getting better and better and better, not worse. So I always say that because I was given a second chance at life, that I was a little bit older and I was given an opportunity to change my life, I want to see how many people I can help along the way. Because when my day is that I'm called home, I want the Grim Reaper to be huffing and puffing on a hoverboard, unable to catch me. And I want to slide into home plate with God high-fiving me, telling me, nice job. You may have been a late start, but you made me proud before you were called back home. And that's kind of how I want to handle it. So I think today is probably just about the things that I'm moving forward with. Just like I had mentioned, if you are interested in learning about how to take back control of your money, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk to you and kind of get you in a direction where you can investigate and decide if it's something you want to move forward with. And then stay tuned, because I'll share, because I actually bought the adult version of this game too. This one's for 6-year-olds, and there's an adult version. I bought them both because, like I said, teaching is a passion of mine and always has been a passion. So I want to keep moving forward in my life. And I'm going to end this with a quote from Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is somebody I didn't know prior to us being put in that lockdown. But Jim Rohn is actually a mentor to, say, Tony Robbins. And I like this because I think this speaks to the idea of teaching children about money, which is a passion of mine right now, and actually adults as well, because I think there's a place for all of us to improve. But it's also the idea of teaching, which has been a passion of mine my whole life. It's often been a joke in the family that I just had that ability that if I was a Pied Piper, I could have led kids anywhere because they would follow me. I just had that personality that I would be in a store and kids would follow me. It was just, I just have that part of me that it's a trust. They know that I would never hurt them. But again, we don't want children following just anybody. But I've always had that close connection. I always said I could talk to 500 kids versus 20 adults because kids were more in my wheelhouse of what was comfortable for me. So before I sign off, I'll share this Jim Rohn quote. And the Jim Rohn quote is, "We must teach our children not to spend their money $1 at a time. If you spend your money $1 at a time, you'll wind up with trinkets instead of treasures." So that's my hope, is through the things that I do in these next years of my life, is that I want to teach people to let the trinkets go and to reach for the treasures. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Thank you.